Yo, so guys, welcome back to another video, and this has been a long time coming. It's back with the baseball reactions. It's not like a game reaction. I've been getting a lot of suggestions to do more of them because it has been a long time, and I apologise for that. With the main and the second channel now, I just do so many reactions now, and it's just hard to sort of mix it up. But I want to get to the point where like the second channel is like how my main channel was basically, because the main channel was doing so well. But I do genuinely enjoy learning and just watching the sport, doing the sports reaction, should I say? And with the second channel now, people are like really like getting into it, and I mean, I still need to. I don't think I've really fully let everyone know on the main channel that the second channel is now where these sort of reactions are, and so maybe I need to find a way to do that. But I've still got the core audience who watched these reactions, and I want to sort of, well, not pay you back because I do enjoy these reactions, but I want to sort of keep the sort of just the same reactions as before, because I know how it is like when other YouTubers sort of do certain reactions and then stop, or do certain videos and then stop, and it's a bit sad like when they sort of change it up, and that's not what I want to be like, because I do genuinely just enjoy these reactions. Sometimes it's just about finding the time, and again, I've said this in the last video, I probably won't always be able to do 2 videos a day on different sports. It will depend on how busy I am, especially the next few weeks. I'm moving, so it's going to be quite busy, but for the time that I'm able to do these videos, I'm going to try and keep doing them. And then when the sort of break comes, which I assume it will be a bit inconsistent, but then hopefully I'll get back onto it once everything's sorted. But this one is MLB has another cheating scandal on its hands, and I'm guessing, I don't actually know who this is going to be on, but obviously the last scandal, we know who that's about, the Astros. But I'm intrigued to see what this one could be. Is it one that's from the past that's just been found, or is it one on the recent season that's just been sort of found out? I don't know, but I'm intrigued to see what actually happened here. But let's get back into this. I'm excited to see, I'm not excited, I'm intrigued to see who this is about. And we're starting off with the Joker. Wait, what? I hope you guys are going to enjoy him. Yeah, let's just get into this.
Go. As the Joker said, here we go. Major League Baseball is kickstarting 2021 with a brand new cheating scandal. I'm putting that in air quotations because, to be honest with you guys, this cheating scandal has been around for almost a century. It might even be over a century. What we're going to do today is we're going to break down how Garrett Cole, Justin Verlander, Corey Kluber, a ton of different stud pitchers might actually be cheating and getting away with it in the game of baseball. So if you're brand new to the channel, we do this every single day, so do not be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Also, while I'm talking about subbing, I did just make a second channel. It is called More Fuzzy. It is in the description down below, as well as the pinned comment in the comment section. It's going to be talking about Star Wars, Kyrie Irving, football, politics, anything that we can get our hands on that is not baseball. I want to try and venture out, so do not be afraid to go down there and hit that sub button. I would really much appreciate it. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, so hopefully we can get there. But on January 17th, 2019, Garrett Cole supposedly, allegedly, sent out this text. Hey, Bubba. So this entire video is going to be centered around a man named Bubba Harkins, so keep that in mind. Garrett Cole says, hey Bubba, it's Garrett Cole. I was wondering if you could help me out with this sticky situation. Garrett Cole, he's trying to get some sticky stuff, so he says, can you help me with this sticky situation? At least he was funny about it. I don't know. Let's continue reading. He also ended that sentence with a wink emoji. So again, Garrett Cole, the class clown. You gotta love him. Goes on to say, we don't see you until May. Now, for some context, Garrett Cole was on the Astros at this moment, and Bubba Harkins was a member of the LA Angels. He was a staff member. So the Astros were not going to be playing the Angels until May. But we have some road games in April that are in cold weather places. The stuff I had last year seizes up when it gets cold. So in a nutshell, Garrett Cole is reaching out to Bubba Harkins, a staff member of the LA Angels, because whatever substance he's using currently, it doesn't work that well in the cold. And if we go back to the beginning of 2019, it was kind of evident because he wasn't that great to begin the season, but then from the kind of midway point to the end of the season, Garrett Cole was absolutely lights out. He finished this.
So he's kind of saying that when he got this sort of product sorted, which when you sort of see it like that, it does actually make you think. Ironic that he's wearing an Astros jersey as well, but it makes you think like maybe this product actually is like a big sort of helping hand for the people who use it.
This season with over 300 strikeouts. But you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Garrett Cole and the scandal that took place just last year in 2020 in the shortened season, where a video came out of him touching his hat, and all of a sudden you could see his fingers stick to his hat. So this right here, Bubba Harkins, he is now putting an actual substance to that video. Allegedly. I want to make sure that I make that very clear.
Allegedly,
Garrett
yeah.
Cole, he hasn't said
Don't want to
anything
get sued,
about
do
this,
ya?
but to be honest with you, this does not look good. And in the grand scheme of things, a lot of people are saying this isn't a big deal in general because, again, pitchers have been using rosin and pitchers have been using pine tar along with Coca-Cola that is boiled down to a sticky substance and then putting
Really?
that on their fingers or inside their glove. There's been so many instances of pitchers using foreign substances, and a lot of hitters don't mind it because what happens is when you have a better grip on the ball, when you're throwing 102 miles an hour, you better ensure that you know where it's going, and having some sort of extra grip allows you to do so. But on top of that, it also adds to spin rate, which is what a lot of people, including Trevor Bauer, were very trepidatious about in the last few seasons. He basically was inferring that some people out there were being picked up based on the fact that they already had good spin rate. But if you could add this foreign substance to their repertoire, their spin rate would only increase via Garrett Cole going to the Astros and Charlie Morton going to the Astros, and all of a sudden these guys have become electric at what they do. Their spin rate increased, and we saw in 2019, again, Garrett Cole struck out over 300 hitters, and then the following season, touching his hat and his fingers are sticking to it. So for some context on Bubba Harkins, he spent the last 4 decades with the Angels, and he was dismissed after the Angels learned through an MLB investigation that he was providing a blend of sticky substances to visiting pitchers to aid their grip of the baseball.
Do you reckon
this
how it
makes
is?
perfect sense.
Some pitchers are using this and it's given them a huge advantage, but then some pitchers aren't, so they're sort of not doing maybe as well as the ones who are using it. If that's the case, if some are using it and some aren't, then I think that's a big issue at that point. If everyone's using it, then I'm kind of like, well, I mean, it is what it is, right? But if only some are using it and some aren't, then it is kind of like, it is a disadvantage, isn't it? Because I mean, if some people are able to like sort of use it and you can clearly see it boosts them and their statistics, it's kind of like, okay, this is a very sort of unfair advantage and it's not very sort of level playing field at that point. But again, if they're all using it, then I mean, so be it at that point. It's still obviously against the rules, but
he said that we're not going to be in LA until May, but I have some road games, bro. I need this substance before I actually meet up with you. So how is that going to go over? So this is pretty damning in my opinion. Speaking of Garrett Cole, because he's providing text messages, and that is not a good look. But again, we're going to talk about how the game of baseball and the community kind of says, we don't really care about this because it's been happening for over a century, that it's just going to be a thing for the future. If you have grandchildren, most likely they're going to be using some form of rosin or pine tar to get better grip on the baseball. Now, Bubba Harkins also said that he gave substances to Troy Percival, and he was last on the Angels in 2004. So he's been around the team for quite some time, and realistically, the only reason why he is deciding to be a whistleblower is because the Angels dismissed him, and they pretty much made him a scapegoat that, hey, we're not going to be doing this, you have to stop, but we're going to fire you and blame the entire thing on you, even though the entire game of baseball knows that this is happening. He even said that he provided substances to Dylan Bundy and threw him under the bus. Dylan Bundy by far had his best season just a year ago in 2020. He became the ace of the Angels, and a lot of people are saying that it's because of Bubba Harkins and the substance. But I would say that Dylan Bundy, he really worked on his craft. His spin rate did increase, but we'll talk about that in just a second. So in a defamation complaint against the Angels and Major League Baseball, Bubba Harkins claims the league has evidence implicating several star pitchers, including, like we've mentioned before, Garrett Cole, Justin Verlander, Max Scherzer, for using substances to improve their grip on the ball. Now, I did see a video a few weeks ago from an up-and-coming channel. It is amazing. The channel is called Baseball Does Not Exist, and he pretty much made an entire video saying that Trevor Bauer was cheating, and the reason why his spin rate increased significantly from 2019 to 2020 was because of a foreign substance. However, I do want to say Bauer came on Twitter, and he actually answered a question from a fan, a troll, I'm not sure who he is, but he point blank said, he did not use a foreign substance or pine tar in the 2020 season. A lot of people saying it's a Mickey Mouse Cy Young, he cheated. Well, if anyone is going to increase their spin rate naturally, I feel like it would be the guy that was made fun of a decade ago for being too analytical and trying to develop driveline baseball, a program designed to increase spin rate and control of pitchers. So to me, Bauer, he definitely has a case of it's a little bit fishy, but I'm pretty sure that he can back it up with one, saying it publicly that he didn't, and then also he just puts in so much work behind the scenes that it might be more plausible that he did it the right way as opposed to someone like Dylan Bundy or Garrett Cole. Again, this is all allegedly. I'm just throwing the situation out to you guys. So we have to talk about what Major League Baseball players are saying currently about the situation. So on Twitter, if you do not follow me on Twitter, @FuzzyFromYT, I usually tweet a lot. I'm going to try and not tweet as much, but there's a lot of information that you can get in regards to Major League Baseball and the drama that is going on. So Coach Trevor Plouffe, he used to play for the Minnesota Twins. He says, for the love of God, please stop saying they need it for control. That's what rosin is for. He says that hit by pitches are at an all-time high. Don't let pitchers propagandize you. So he's saying that it's all propaganda that's just trying to say, like, it's okay, it's fine, get used to it. But then Marcus Stroman, probably the 3 or 4 starter for the New York Mets, he says that some of the pearls be slick even though they're rubbed up for games. So the baseballs that you get out the box, they're slick. You can't really get that much grip on it, even when you put rosin on it. Also, they're rubbed up with different textures by different people, so the ball is truly different. I think they just need to update the ball to have a bit more grip. Shouldn't be too hard, right?
It's a good point.
I agree with Marcus Stroman. If we're going to go ahead and allow different pitchers to use different substances, why don't we just refigure the ball, even though that was a big subject of 2019 because the Yankees were smashing home runs, the Twins were breaking records. A lot of people saying that we had a juice baseball. So what does that mean if we make an entirely different baseball with more, I don't know if you would have thicker seams or less seams. I know the Japanese baseball is different as well. So let me know in the comment section down below, do you think that this is going to turn into another cheating scandal? So we had the Astros of the 2019 kind of calendar year taking that entire season to themselves to really be the cheating team. And honestly, we don't know if this is going to implicate more players. We don't know if this is going to fall through the cracks. And again, the community of baseball just says, hey, we wiped our hands clean decades ago. We know that this is something that we are never going to get rid of. We'll throw pitchers out if it's very evident, but if you're really sneaky about it, if you're not showcasing that it's on your neck, aka Michael Pineda, we'll go ahead and let it slide. So this is it could go both ways. It is definitely a two-way street because I can see
that is so bait. How you think you can get away with that is beyond me. I don't know how anyone thinks that's just not obvious. It's just like, come on, man. What do you think you're doing in this situation?
The benefits from both sides. One, the pitchers are throwing very hard, and having them have better control is better for the safety of the hitter. But then again, if you're a hitter, yes, you're feeling more comfortable up there because of the fact that the guy has better control. But Trevor Plouffe said that hit by pitches are at an all-time high. So what does that mean for the substance that they're using? Maybe they're just having better spin rate, causing more strikeouts because strikeouts are on the uptick as well. But that does it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I wanted to present the facts and the opinions based off what Bubba Harkins said.
It's interesting,
and the fact that he's being made a scapegoat. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.
And again, check this guy out on his second channel. Show his second channel some love. But if it's like a level playing field where all pitchers are doing it, then I'm kind of like, okay, it's obviously an issue, but it's not as big of an issue. But if only some are using the substances and some aren't, it's kind of like, it's just not really like a fair sort of gauge of how good certain players are, because again, it obviously benefits the people who use it. So like the people who don't use it are like kind of just left a little bit behind. They're not given the sort of, what's it called? They're kind of handicapped in the sense that they're not able to sort of do as many crazy things. And maybe they still are, some of them who do them, as like some of the pitchers who still do crazy things, like have crazy statistics without the substances. It probably goes to show that they're even better than they look. But I don't know. I'm probably rambling at that point. But it is definitely an interesting one for sure. Rob Manfred need to be fired, and I will take over as commissioner. I clicked faster than Astros banging the trash can. Well, it's technically cheating, but isn't an unwritten rule. I can't talk unwritten rule to snitch on the pitcher. Newsflash, every pitcher in baseball uses some sort of concoction. Yeah, it's probably true, to be honest. No view. Yeah, YouTube's strange, isn't it? It wasn't Garrett Cole, though. They were pitchers supposedly accused, like Kluber, Verlander, Cole, and Scherzer. The only cheating I see is the Padres stealing players from everywhere. Well, here we go again. Almost all these pitchers cheat, according to Trevor Bauer. After the Astros cheating scandal, I honestly don't know who's cheating anymore. Cheating or not. Yeah, it's a hard one for sure, but what are your thoughts on this? Would you class this as cheating, or is it just sort of how the game is now? Because, I mean, if so many people are doing it, it's kind of just like, okay, I mean, maybe it's just something that's just impossible to get out of the game, but I don't know, it's an interesting one for sure, because you do obviously see with the MLB, you had like the steroid issue in the past, you have all these sort of cheating scandals, and then you have this. Obviously, teams and players do as much as they can just to win. They don't, not all the time that they'll sort of do these sort of scandals, but a lot of the time they'll sort of do these sneaky things to try and get the upper hand. And I mean, you see it a lot, and it obviously shows how much they want to win. But at the same time, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think it's a bit of a just like messed up situation, or do you think it's just something that isn't even that much of a big deal? Like, let me know your thoughts on this. But yeah, I'm hoping to get the baseball reactions back. I don't know how often I'll be able to do them. Probably like, I want to try and do a few videos a week, so maybe like 3-4 videos a week. I'm not too sure about that, but we'll see in future. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the return of baseball reactions. And until next time, like, subscribe, and peace.